Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dungeons & Dragons The Second Age. How are you all doing?
Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Brilliant.
Full party again.
Indeed,
Jayla's
back
back.
to full strength.
Yes, who's
again.
back?
Jayla's back.
So,
Oh, it's me. Sorry.
you were so blown away by the fact that you finally have music again.
Yeah, I was very excited. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just being like, oh yeah, look, I'll set her up, it'll be great, and then silence.
So, without further ado, who wants to give us a brief recap of exactly what happened the last time we played this game?
Intimacy.
That might be a bit too
True.
brief.
There you go, you wanted a brief recap?
Yep.
There it is, let's go.
Well, in short, we had we went about the city a little bit. Got some nice clothes. Grim and Elizabeth had a night out. We helped Treferian's followers with some paperwork and that kind of stuff. And then there was the main event.
The main event.
Which was Arya having a lovely talk with her, what I can only describe as her boyfriend.
Yeah, they had a date.
We haven't established titles yet.
No.
Also, I don't know, like, what the fuck do you call someone who you're not married to, but you're, like, romantically involved with in this universe? I feel like boyfriend is not
You
that.
could just say partner.
Yeah.
Romantic interest.
Well,
Friends
if it's
with
up to your
benefits.
parents, it's
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
a fling.
no.
I feel like friends with benefits implies, like, a way different relationship, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a joke.
Yeah, I guess partner, or I guess you could say you're courting them. You're courting John.
Well, there is a word in Elvish. We have been over this extensively.
no, is there?
Is there?
There is. We wrote a story about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep.
I thought you were going to say something clever like betrayer or something.
No.
Wow.
Blood.
Wow.
No,
Blood betrayer.
we established that there is a word in Elvish that means like literally
It's
like
like
what
my beloved or
yeah
something.
like it's that, but there's a much more sort of like it it's a it implies that there is more than a certain degree of intimacy between you.
More than a certain degree.
I forgot about that.
Yes. Though the question is whether or not he's ready for that word.
Yeah, I don't know
or,
if he's ready for that word.
or-
I don't know if Arya's ready.
or whether it has even the same context with the Gulf and culture. But yes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Yeah, you're not quite at that stage yet. You need to at least break into pet names.
Yeah.
So
Arya's not one for pet names.
our story resumes as we left off previously, with the four of you sat around the table in the Peregrine's Nest, the more upmarket tavern in Cindershale Landing. And yeah, I guess that the last phrasing was for Kelariis suggesting that maybe we should give Arya some space and let her come to her own things. So, what is everyone else doing?
Pouting.
Pouting.
Wow.
No, she's not. She's not pouting, but she does
Wow.
look like she wants to keep asking, but she's not going to.
Well, I guess if that's what you're. I guess I'd ask Elizabeth about the amulets. And, perhaps I could have a look at them. Or look at it because it's just one
Oh,
amulet.
the thingy.
Yeah, that's amulet.
I was kind of wondering actually if there's, weirdly related to what was being said earlier, if there's someone here who might have use for it. That's probably a terrible idea, but yeah, you can have a look at it. And yeah, I'll remove the necklace and hand it to
Okay.
you.
You take it off.
Not my necklace, the one with the
Yes.
the bads.
I'll just kind of walk off looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Grim walks away from the table, examining it.
Okay. I mean, the other thing I was thinking of trying with that thing is like this is all like allowed because she's thinking to the people, being like I was almost wondering if there was a way to like unbind them and then get rid of them, so then maybe they wouldn't come back.
That might be a good idea.
I wouldn't. I'd have to do a bit of research, but probably wouldn't be that hard to find some way around it. Because obviously the nature of the thing itself is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it's probably not best to just leave it laying around.
So those are my two ideas. Either find a way to separate those things from it, or see if our friend who will be leaving behind needs bodyguards.
I don't know if it'd be a good idea to give those to Jaldrum.
Probably not.
I feel like they have
But
the
those are my
potential
only two
to
ideas.
create far more panic than do good.
Yeah, exactly. I did say it was a bad idea.
Okay. Grim, while you're looking at this thing, what exactly are you trying to determine?
Grim isn't actually trying to determine that as much, just having a look at it and getting it out of Elizabeth's hands.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sounds strange, but that was the main goal.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
so
just-
sort of like as you're like turning it over in your hands, it does have a like an eldritch chill to the actual amulet itself. And yeah, there's like as you hold it for like a short period of time, there are like sort of like you don't like they're so on the periphery that it's you have to actually pay attention to them to be able to see them. But there's shadows that flicker in the corners of your eyes, and the occasional sort of like almost like you're hearing voices in the sounds that echo around you of the everyday bustle of this tavern. It does not give you a comforting sensation to hold this thing.
it's just gonna let it sink in for a bit.
Okay.
So just deciding what to do. I'm assuming like Grim has. I didn't respond in that last conversation because I kind of expected Grim to be out of earshot, or like have moved out of earshot.
That's up to you.
I just said the others now.
So yeah, the three of you are left at the table. Grim has disappeared off with the amulet.
So, do you guys have plans now for the rest of however long we're going to be here?
I guess we should decide how long we're gonna stay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was there something like specific we were staying for, or did we just decide we didn't want to leave right away?
Well, we were staying for... Well, we wanted to buy clothes. We
Yeah.
wanted to get paid. And that was basically it. And we've got both those things.
This is me out of character,
Yeah.
because I fucking forget at this point.
So yeah, basically the thing was you were going to stick around and see if anything really kicked off regarding the news coming out about Jaldrum and the auditors, and for Jayla who wasn't here, basically the what you've heard so far is there is definitely a lot of rumors and gossip going around about what happened. Aided in part by, you presume, Domator influence. And you all encountered a an interaction with several members of House of Isimus who were not best pleased about the events, and they basically quit the enforcers. Whether they were on Jaldrum's side or not was not entirely clear, but yeah, there was definitely discussions that went on. Oh, and before I forget, Kelariis, add like 35 gold to your gold total, because I forgot to do that. That was what you earned.
My payment. Nice.
Minus what you gave.
Yeah.
Also, because we never got to ask last session, what are Kelariis' fancy clothes?
Don't ask me that. I don't know. I struggled about this and then gave up because I couldn't think of.
Yeah, it's not pertinent in the moment, but you have something
will
to
figure it
decide.
Yeah, it's definitely something like in the style of like vest sort of thing instead of anything else.
Yeah,
but I don't know what it looks like.
For
yet.
reference, Jayla, I basically just went for a fancy tunic, so.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta show off the
like a
arms
suit.
though. Is the thing.
You do gotta show off the arms.
Gotta show
Yeah.
off the arms.
So yeah,
Just do what the that drow woman did we met at the start at the entrance of House Dobator, where she's just wearing a waistcoat.
That's a power move. I don't know
is
if
a power move.
Kelariis is. Waistcoat almost feels too fancy though. Like that's almost too much of a power move.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Also, I realized I described it as a waistcoat, but it's not nearly as fancy as you think when you hear waistcoat. It's yeah.
It's still the look of it though.
A smart sleeveless shirt.
Yeah. But yeah, related to that, I guess what we should do is just sort of listen for rumors.
Well, we did. People were leaving the house because of Jaldrum's demotion or whatever, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, like voluntarily leaving, not
yeah,
like
they're like they're like peace out. We don't want to be
no,
here.
People are willingly leaving the enforcers.
Interesting.
Because of what happened, though we don't know whether it's
because of Okay.
Because of what he did, or because of the fact that he was kicked out, you don't know.
Yeah,
because the conversation was in Undercommon.
Huh.
But I mean, I guess it may be worth sticking around for what we've been here. Like, we've been around 3-4 days after we finished everything up so far.
Yeah, this will be the beginning of your 4th day after concluding the events.
So why not just round it and say a week after? So that means we're staying. So that'd leave us staying for today and then the 3 days after.
Yeah, I mean, unless we find another reason to stay.
Or leave, or whatever.
Yes.
Like, that seems like a pretty decent plan to me.
I don't think we're in any particular rush to go anywhere at the moment, so...
Yeah, what's our next steps after this?
That's probably something we should discuss elsewhere and while Grim's here.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because Grim just fucking walked off. Goodbye, Grim!
It's like, peace out.
We should totally, however, go to that bar a bit more, especially if we want to be keeping an ear out for what people are talking about regarding these events.
Oh yeah, might be a good idea.
Have we at all tried just like listening in the common areas as well?
I don't think so.
On the streets and stuff, because I'm curious if what they say there would be different to what we'd hear in what I took for like a more high scale, upper scale?
Yeah.
What? Drinking club.
Yeah, it might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like if we're not doing anything during the day, it doesn't hurt to walk around and see.
No.
And like.
Yeah, you can go rumor fishing if you would like to.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah, Arya,
Mm-hmm.
that ring you've got for the spells.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as well, if we want to be listening out, I could pop a spell in there for you that would make it easier in our current environment. Given that none of us speak Undercommon.
Oh, that might be useful, actually.
You will have to dispose of the vitriolic sphere that is in there.
Oh.
Well, no, I was going to say, can't it store a certain number of slots?
I think vitriolic sphere is all of them, though.
Was it?
Let me check. Ring of spell storing. Up to 5 levels of spells and vitriolic sphere. No, vitriolic sphere is not in the SRD, so I need to get Aria's spell sheet up.
4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is 1 unused spell level.
You know what's really handy about that?
Comprehend languages is the first level.
Yep.
So yeah, there is just enough room.
So, yeah,
Oh, right. Nice.
So there you go.
Just make sure you cast the right one.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to not cast the wrong one.
And I'll just roll it so you have it for reference.
Alright, cool.
God, can you imagine accidentally casting vitriolic
Oh my
sphere?
god. It would be
Instead of
wild.
languages.
On yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would.
Yeah, I don't even know what would happen. It would be bad though.
Acid
It would-
everywhere.
You would take a lot of acid damage, is what would
Yeah.
happen.
Like you'd probably survive, but it would not be fun.
Yeah.
But at least you
Pe-
might lose
people around you-
concentration.
People around you would also probably not survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's anyone in the splash zone around you you've got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not
The
the best idea.
Like,
No.
at least the good thing is nobody's gonna expect you like being the one that cast it on yourself.
It's true.
What fool would do that?
It's like
What?
yeah, it's like when you activate a traitor trap when you're stood right next to it in TTT. Why would you have done that?
Anyway.
Wow.
Cool. So yeah. So your plan is to go rumor fishing for the day.
Yeah. If we've taken care of any other like errands we may have had.
Yeah.
There isn't anything outstanding. You don't have any outstanding commitments, but if you want to do other things, then there is plenty of time to do that in the day and still rumor fish at the same time.
I mean, maybe I'd like to see Jaldrum again.
Okay.
It
Nice.
doesn't have to be a scene. It doesn't have to be a scene necessarily, but I would like to talk.
Not even giving him the 24-hour cooldown. I like it.
We don't. I was trying to.
Oh.
Arya doesn't know how to play it cool.
No, invite him to
Arya
the
not-
bar.
Arya not playing it cool is just so fuck. Kelariis gets to give Arya shit for the stuff that she said
Yep.
when we were talking to Cal, our sweet
Yep.
son that we adopted.
Who
Also,
tried to hit on Jayla.
in support of you there, Jayla, when I had the conversation as Kelariis, when we had the pep talk, I did give Arya shit for what she said about Cal.
You did.
Yes.
You did.
Thank you. I was
It
like,
was-
Kelariis would have done it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, here's. I know. I've got. Why not invite him to drinks? We can all go down the bar.
Am I ready
Except for the
this?
fact he's basically under voluntary house arrest, so he doesn't get murdered.
Yeah. Well, if he's gonna go out,
With us
It-
is probably the
yeah.
safest.
yeah, with
bet,
us
yeah.
it's probably immensely safe.
Well, yeah, it's. I'm just reminding you that
Yeah.
is a thing.
So
I
maybe
don't
it's
know,
not
you
the
could-
best
left
idea.
his own house arrest to fucking meet up with Arya.
He's not really. It's not as formal.
No,
as
it's self-imposed because he
Ah.
basically has sought asylum from House Domator. Now that he is houseless, and they are basically his protection, granted by the matron herself.
Right.
So as long as he is within their grounds, he is, relatively speaking, at his safest. Whether or not somebody from their own household would try and murder him is another question, but this is about as safe as it gets.
well,
Basically-
anyway, I don't think inviting him out to drinks is a good idea.
But no, you can definitely go and see him if you'd like to.
I don't know. I don't know if Arya would be the one because she already made the big move, but I don't know.
Do it.
Well, you've got all
Do
day.
it.
Well, maybe
But all
maybe you
day.
could ask your companions about it.
I don't want to ask Elizabeth.
Well, you don't have to.
I would talk to Kelariis, maybe.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what scene do we want to do first?
Maybe rumor fishing first.
Okay.
It seems more important than my dilemmas.
Also, this gives you this gives you the course of the rumor fishing to think about whether you want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess. What did I give you before for rumor fishing? Was it charisma investigation?
When we did it to find out about oh fuck, what's her name?
Lathrana.
Yeah. It was charisma checks of some sort, I believe. I think. That feels like
yeah,
I
so-
remember that.
Does anyone have good charisma and investigation? If so, that person should roll. If otherwise,
I have good investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, charisma.
I think I have the best charisma out of the group, but my
Yeah.
investigation not so hot.
Yeah,
Well,
I definitely don't have either.
keep what consider that it'll be your investigation added to your charisma, not the not based on intelligence or whatever it is like it is currently.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So.
So it'll be, if you're proficient in it, you'll add your proficiency to your charisma.
Oh, okay. So in that case, mine's a total +7.
What would mine even be? I think I have a
Grim?
+7 in that case. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a 7 as well.
Let's say
Grim,
Grim's
you're
pretty
not
good.
here, so-
Grim's good at investigation.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you're
Oh.
reuniting.
Well, like I guess, like I was not gonna stay away all day.
Because yeah,
I was just-
this is a plan for the day. So,
I know, I'm being silly.
and Kelariis, what are you at?
Fucking just my charisma bonus of +3. If that's
Okay.
what we're going with. Yeah. I don't have anything on investigation, so.
Okay, so between Grim and Elizabeth, roll.
Okay, well. Can I
Oh,
give Grim help?
you can roll.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
you
I'll
can
roll.
you can have help, seeing as the whole group is contributing to this.
It's doesn't
Okay.
whether you or me do it. It's basically the same thing.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you go out and about. You go to public places, marketplaces, taverns, etc., and just sort of like listen in on conversation. The events of an arrest, a disownment, and a subsequent asylum of a notable scion is pretty much on everyone's lips.
Yeah.
And to a certain degree, in the relation to it, is the discussion of the extent to which the auditors were involved, and there are even rumors of rumors flying around of auditors being involved with third parties external to the city, which is causing a lot of contention, and people saying like, no, that can't possibly be right. Other people saying like, yeah, I always knew they didn't have their best interests, and blah blah blah. So there's definitely a mixed opinion on what is going on, but it seems like people are, with Domator's help, are slowly beginning to learn the truth of what happened. Whether they are willing to accept that is another question, and what effects it will have, but people are definitely learning.
But we planted a seed.
You have definitely planted a seed.
Well, let's hope it grows into the right thing.
Hopefully.
So
plant the wrong seed.
So with a 25 as well, you begin to also hear some whispers that people are talking about suspicious goings on in the city. Tall figures seen stalking in the dead of night, mysterious encounters with creepy individuals that disappear when you look away from them. Yeah, there's some whispers flying around that are a little troubling.
Maybe we should get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
It's not a maybe. We definitely need to get rid of them. But
Fortunately, you haven't heard of anyone being murdered yet, so.
Well,
Good.
yeah.
Okay.
See, I think like there's a very simple thing that like I don't really know why we haven't done it yet. We could just like get them out of the city or sneak them out.
Yeah, but do we
What?
want to keep them around?
Well, it's more a case of like if they're gonna stay around, we might as well keep them away from people instead of in the middle of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we can tell them just to head down into the Underdark
And what?
and I don't know.
We need
Hang
to
out.
to hide
Just
somewhere
gonna
that
say-
isn't full of people.
Well, like at least they're gonna be in the shadows, hiding. They're good at hiding in shadows.
They are good at hiding in shadows.
Oh well.
I know a good place for them to hide.
Where?
In the fucking place we found them.
Oh, in that pocket dimension.
No.
Oh.
No, in the
No, in the creepy
Hidden temple.
Thariz'dun cult.
Oh.
I feel like that place is gonna have to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
We could hide them in the pocket dimension.
Maybe, unless they decide to repurpose it.
I don't think they decide to do anything.
No, not the two things. Like whoever, or do we still have access to it? Are we still the ones?
Yeah, we've
that have
still got
the-
the ring.
Oh, I thought we handed it over to somebody.
Wait.
yes.
I think we had the.
you
Did we hand
you
it- oh,
gave
yeah,
it to House Domator, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
because
look at the pocket dimension.
as an easy way of transferring the prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You could always go and
I
ask.
think we just need
Well,
to get rid of them.
I think we'll.
Suppose you could do these
Okay,
things.
like. It just sounds a little. For some reason, it feels a little bad, but. What if we just send them out for a swim? We're near the coast. An eternal swim.
An eternal swim.
An eternal. We're not that near the
Uh,
coast.
I
Well,
mean,
we-
we can be though on the way out. That's how we go
Yeah.
back.
Like it took us less than a day to get there.
Yeah. Well, or they could hide in the river.
Probably
but-
not the river. Because
I
people
think.
probably go to the river a lot.
Probably.
Yeah. Like the middle of the ocean, I think you're gonna be fine. And if people see something there, they're just gonna be freaked out and sail the other direction.
So
True.
Elizabeth, give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Here's where Rob tells us we're dumb.
Okay.
No, but that's pretty bad for Elizabeth.
It's pretty bad for Elizabeth. So, as a I suppose, Elizabeth, there are 2 points in your mind. The first of which is These things will only obey the commands that they're given for as long as you're attuned to the necklace. So if you ever unattune from that necklace, the command you give them will be moot. Sure, you could stay attuned to the amulet forever, but it's already beginning to become an irritation at the back of your mind the longer you wear it.
I was gonna say, is this? Because I was already hearing whispers.
Yeah, it hasn't got any worse, but it's getting to the point where you're now. It's a conscious effort to keep them in the back of your head.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think we should just get rid of it.
The second note is, well, the first thing you think of when Grim suggests sending them out for a swim is they're undead, they won't drown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that was...
Well, yeah, no, that's good, because if they drown, they die, and then they come back to the necklace. We don't want that.
Yes, but the continuation of that thought for Elizabeth is that whilst you were in the temple, you did pick up a book about necromancy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
the problem being that at the time, you could not read it. You gave it to Arya, who could read it because it was in the abyssal language, but Arya wasn't able to understand it. Well, she was able to understand it, she just couldn't see why it was useful.
But I should probably point out that unless Elizabeth... well, and even if Elizabeth asks for it, I have not given the amulet back yet. Just pointing it out.
Well, I was going to say, is this...
In that case, Elizabeth, give me a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Oh, dear.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
No.
You basically are beginning to
Wait, hang
like.
On. Is this a magical effect? No, I'm not resisting magical effects. I need to spell effects.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, so basically, there's while you're having these thoughts, it is becoming increasingly difficult to focus on anything because you feel itchy, and you basically are currently under the effect of a compulsion that you need that amulet back.
Oh dear. Oh great.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's almost like you are getting withdrawal symptoms from not having the amulet.
Well, Elizabeth, much like myself, cannot stand being itchy, so wherever she gets itchy, she's scratching.
Yeah. Well, the problem is it's kind of inside the back of your head.
Oh, in that case, she's basically scratching the back of her head a lot.
Yeah.
Just like.
I guess this will be quite notable.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you Are you doing okay, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
That's not very convincing, and it really doesn't seem like it.
What did you do with the necklace?
Nothing. So.
Give me the necklace.
Oh, what do you need it for?
I don't know.
All right. This is getting a little too.
I need the necklace.
Why?
I don't know. I just need it.
I guess I'll pull it out of the pull it out, but I won't hand it over. I will not hand it over. I will be trying to hold you off, just in an attempt to see just how bad this ire was.
Considering the difference in your strength scores, that is not difficult.
Yeah. Because Elizabeth just as soon as she sees it, she just goes for it.
I will point out, like it's not that badly compulsive.
Okay.
It is like
bad.
you have a need for it, but you're still rational about it.
Okay. In that case, she probably just is like. She's like reaching. I guess she'd like reach towards it, but she's not reaching towards it in a sense of expecting it to be handed over.
Yeah.
Not a reaching for it to try and just snatch it.
I feel like I'd give an insight check because I've already just in the short period that I've had it, I felt the itching, or the
You felt the
influence.
unpleasant. I don't even think you need to make an insight check because you've experienced this before.
Ah.
Furiously itching at the back of her head.
I think we might need a solution quicker than I thought. I guess
I think we need to destroy this thing.
Yeah.
I'll hand it over for now. Just.
Yeah, and then when she takes it, she's going to turn to Arya and be like, "Arya, that book that you could read but you couldn't understand because it was in Abyssal.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do with it?"
She gave it back to you.
Oh, is she?
Yes. Yeah, it never actually changed hands. Like you passed it to Arya. Arya tried to read it, and then she basically said, "I can't do anything with it," and gave it back to you. Or at least that's how I recall it, anyway.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how it went. Because Arya read it and then couldn't understand it. So.
I'm gonna go back to the room for a sec. And yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna briskly walk back to the tavern.
Okay.
Into her room.
What do the rest of you want to do?
Actually, if you start up, no, I'll leave it. I'll Elizabeth. Yeah, I should probably come along with you,
Maybe.
just in case it gets worse.
And it probably also just isn't great for most of us to go alone anywhere.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but when something is messing with your mind, it's doubly so.
Agreed.
That said,
Well,
I could already feel it's mess with me. Maybe somebody else should go. I've had this amulet for almost a day now, or half a day. Don't know if it'll be quite as bad, but
Well,
perhaps somebody.
Last time I had a thing that was making me hear whispers, I had 2 people with me looking after me. And then I still got dragged into some weird whatever that place was.
Okay.
That should be all good then.
I mean, if we're not doing anything else out here, we may as well just all go with.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I guess this is important.
You all begin to head back to the tavern. While you were heading back to the tavern, Grim, you hear a voice in your head.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Joy.
Let's see, what is it? Good. It's fortunately the good kind of voice.
Oh, good.
Oh,
okay.
You have 25 words if you wish to respond.
That sort of voice.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. I will respond with excellent. We're wrapping things up over here. We'll be back in a few days.
Okay.
I think that was in 25.
Yes, sounds like it. Messages received.
But yeah, as soon as
yes.
as soon as we make it to the room, Elizabeth's cracking the book open and she's ritual casting. Actually, no, she'll just normally cast comprehend languages.
Okay, you cast comprehend languages. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, and then because I'm pretty sure as long as I have contact with the book, I can still read what's on its surface.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then investigation check.
Investigation check, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, going through this thing, you find so the book is, I believe it's called On Liches and the More Esoteric Aspects of Necromancy. From your skimming of the book, a large part of the book is devoted to the pursuit of sentient immortality, like the form of a lich, a spellcaster who has
Yeah.
achieved immortality through undeath.
Yep.
And it is full of dark and forbidden information, at least in the terms of the wizarding world. It talks about a lot
The
of very
wizarding world of Harry Potter. Sorry.
well, as an educated wizard. It talks about various sort of like ethically questionable rituals that are undergone to achieve undeath. And sort of like the various side effects that it has. But one of the side discussions and studies is on a necromantic construct that is known as a bone claw, which matches the description of the creatures that you basically faced.
Cool.
And from your understanding, these are let me bring up the specifics to make sure that I'm remembering the creature type correctly. Yeah. Okay. So the bone claw is essentially an intelligent undead that is created from a similar ritual that would produce a lich, but without any of the I guess the best way to describe it is that you remain an intelligent creature, but all of the essence that is you is lost. So it's kind of it's a failed lich's ritual essentially, but the book suggests that it can be done on purpose to create intelligent servants or minions, yeah. And basically the joining effect for these creatures essentially binds them to a living soul through basically through shared torment. The implication basically being like it's a very traumatic event to go through becoming a bone claw, so if another individual shares in that torment, they are bound in a certain way to that soul. Added to this the study in what you presume is Gulan's handwriting involves a process of lifting this along with a creature's soul and placing it into a receptacle powerful enough to hold it. So essentially to shorten the explanation of how these creatures were created and then bound to the amulet, essentially an individual shared in the torment that it was involved in creating this, and then Gulan or whoever else created this amulet inflicted intense torment on that individual and then fed their soul to the fragment of Thariz'dun.
Oh, isn't that just lovely?
Yep.
As an intelligent wizard, it is possible that you can reverse this effect. You are, unpleasant as it may seem, you are going to need a willing participant to essentially replace the soul that was used to bind it in basically become host for the creatures again, take the host off the crystal and upon themselves, and then dismiss them. There are no listed side effects for trying to do this, because this is purely a thesis based on reversing what you have read. But you cannot imagine that it will be pleasant.
Oh god. So basically, what, I have to get someone else to replace
someone else to temporarily be the host for these creatures and
so,
be in
like,
control of
by-
them. Yes.
Oh, okay. And then you dismiss it from there.
Yes.
So it's okay. So transfer control from the amulet to a person, and then dismiss it from the person.
Correct.
Joy.
I assume you share those findings?
Yeah, she reads aloud.
Perhaps some things should not be read aloud from a book like that.
Force of habit.
So you're saying that, well, I'm guessing one of us potentially would have to get linked to them.
Yeah. Question to the DM: could I do it, or does it have to be someone else? other
You
than-
could, but if you do it to yourself, doing it is going to be harder because you will essentially be making concentration checks against your own magic.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh.
I am good at concentration checks, but still probably shouldn't risk it.
You know what? I think it's worth getting these creatures out of, well, just make them cease to exist. And after we make them cease, or get rid of them, we should probably burn that book.
Or
Probably a good idea.
yeah, burning the book's probably better.
Yes.
The book itself isn't magical, is it?
Doesn't matter if it's
No, not in a way that it would prevent it from being destroyed by fire.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is magical in the sense that it contains ritual spells, but yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't actually share the news from Von Dahl. Before we begin all this, basically the team we sent out to the silver. What's it called
Helm's
again?
Blessing, not
Helm's
Silvercrown.
Blessing, not silver. The only part that's
God's
fine.
sake.
It's
Great,
fine.
look at
One
river
day.
names, part
Believe
One
25.
day.
One day
Like-
you'll get that area, the geography of that
Like,
area
I
correct.
can't help but think of the name Silver Helms when I think of that area.
It doesn't help that the township directly next to it is Silvercrag, so
Yeah.
Well, I guess now that I think about it,
merging the two.
I just had the map. I could have just looked
Yeah.
at it.
you could have.
Yeah.
In fact, you could have that and Cindershale Landing on at the same in the same screen, and Ivywood Market.
Oh well, but regardless, basically they came back and they have things to tell us. But I said we'd be back in a few days.
Did he seem worried or?
Just asking how things were going.
Oh.
I said we basically were just
Yeah,
rounding things up.
there wasn't any sense of urgency in the way he said it.
Yeah.
It was just sort of they've got some interesting some information that will be interesting to you when you get back.
Yeah.
How are things going?
I mean, okay.
And I just realized, would it not the worst prank in history would just be don't respond, just cause maximum anxiety.
Yeah, that would be, as is known in bird culture, a dick move.
Wow.
Yes, it would. Fortunately, I did respond. But yeah. Well, I guess we should probably do this here somewhere. Although, if we're gonna do this, where are we going to do it? Because I'm not going to do it in the inn.
Yeah.
No.
Bad idea.
Well, I'm trying
Well-
to think of ways to do it, and I guess either we'd have to be a decent distance out of town.
I think we should just go do it in like the woods somewhere or whatever.
Or yeah, we'd
Yeah,
have
but-
to travel out of town somewhere, or I do have one idea, but like this idea comes purely for not wanting to subject one of you to whatever this magic's gonna do.
What are you thinking?
Get help from the Wizards College, Nargantellorand.
Yeah, but they will probably come up with the same solution as you.
Well,
Like,
no, I mean like just get them to do it, but on me, rather than.
but that's no better.
Yeah.
To you guys, maybe. I don't want to hurt you guys just for this.
I mean,
I
the
mean,
thing
it
is
needs to
that,
be done.
and we're also probably better equipped to handle this than most people would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, getting up there, I'm not sure. Would we even need those things to be there? Because like us getting up there is not a problem. However, they need to get up there as well, and I think it's safe to say it's already becoming a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's.
If we don't mind waiting until tomorrow, I may have some ability to potentially help in case things go a little sideways, but I need...
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you
as,
can-
as a,
Tomorrow anyway.
as a point on that, there will be like at the very least a brief period where none of you are in control of these things. I will point that out, Elizabeth, because that's probably important to know.
Ooh, yeah.
So we'll
I
need
have-
to do it well out of the way.
Yeah.
Well-
And I have a couple of things that could probably use to help contain that sort of shit if it does go that way. But I don't have any of it prepared right now, so I'd need overnight to shuffle
Yeah.
spells, basically.
Oh,
Well, we were gonna. I assume we were gonna do it tomorrow anyway.
so because I know all you magical types need a little time to prepare.
Oh, you
All right,
imagine.
fucking look here, buddy.
Calm
But
down.
like, I don't know. Well, because we're going to bind them to a person as well, and considering that it might affect someone's mental state, perhaps some form of paralysis or something along those lines might be in order. Just in
You want
case.
you want to sedate the test subject.
Oh, I was like more as in prepare, like hold the person. What I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, I always have that on hand.
Yeah, I usually have full person.
Well, like
prep.
because every time I don't ask, nobody has it prepared. So this time
Yeah.
I'm just like,
No,
yeah.
Well, if it's hold person, I literally always have that prepared. It's just a matter
yeah,
of if
'cause
I have
it's-
a spell slot for it.
It's
Yeah.
a class spell for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I tend to keep it prepared as well.
And then I might go out and see if I can fetch an extra chain because they will. Well, like they'll be in our command before the process, so we could just chain them up, maybe.
Oh, maybe. That might be a good idea.
Although,
Oh,
might-
I don't know
yeah.
how easily they could break out of it, but
but like if it's a couple of gold, and it might save save us a lot of trouble.
yeah.
I mean,
So I guess I'll go. I'll go out and
I-
fetch.
I assumed that Kelariis was talking about magic that would, kind of take care of that part of it for us. Or am I
What?
mistaking what you were talking about?
Oh,
I basically I have magic circle. I just don't have it prepped, which
Yeah.
if those things kind of go like out of our control, they can't really easily like escape a certain area, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put them in a magic
Oh.
circle and they can't get out of it.
They'll be
Boom.
trapped in a force field if you forbid
Yeah.
our
Well,
dead.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, then we'll just put them in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also
exactly
have
my
a.
point.
I'm trying to see if I have things that like, I can use to buff whoever's hosting them. Essentially, I say buff, but protect them. Just a little bit. I don't know if it's like a mechanically concerned thing, but it's still something like Kelariis would think of. So.
Yep. Well, you don't. Elizabeth is just theorizing about side effects at this point, so you have no idea what they would actually be.
Yeah.
Oh, that might actually be useful at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if this spell would be useful, but
I don't think any of those damage types apply
think
right
so.
now.
no,
No.
that's what I was checking.
But good to keep in mind for the future.
Briefly out of character because I want to share this horrifying thought that I had.
Yeah.
I thought about you guys like what would happen if you did teleport to Argenthalrund with these guys still following you, and then I totally just pictured them like video game followers where they would just attempt to get back within a certain radius of you, and then I just had this imagination of 2 bone claws just fucking Naruto running across the country.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
I really hate it here.
Honestly, that is one of the things I was a little worried about with teleporting. Well, not necessarily Naruto running, but them
Just
running.
Naruto run across the whole
Naruto.
fucking country.
I was gonna say I could just teleport them up with us. Technically.
But we'd have to hold
Wait.
hands with them.
No, we
Yeah.
wouldn't. That's only
Oh.
for plane shift.
Oh.
Plane shift, you have
Oh
to
yeah,
hold
I guess that's not teleport.
Teleport doesn't require us to hold hands.
Okay, good. No hand
Also,
holding.
I had a solution to that as well, which was I'd hold one of them, the other one would hold the first one, and then you guys could be on the other side of me.
I like the idea of them just hugging whilst they're being teleported.
Just a nice hug between friends.
Oh well, but I think
Yeah, no, teleport can literally just be me and anyone with up to 8 people within 10 feet.
Okay.
We just fucking do it. We don't need to hold hands.
But I think with the circle, I'm not going to bother with the chains in that case because magic beats metal in this case.
Unless you want to chain the person having this happen in case things go wrong.
I considered it, but what if the bone claws somehow turn on the person that is the host, and then they can't do anything because they're tied up?
Rip.
I feel like that would be a problem.
Yeah.
And besides, if I'm going to be honest, like it's like if I'm a strong guy.
Is that you volunteering?
Well, I'll do whatever it takes to get some undead out of this world.
I mean, I do the least amount of damage per turn, so I don't know if this is purely out of
Yeah,
character.
but like if anybody's gonna go through it, like I've.
Yeah. Do you want to volunteer to go through huge levels of torment and torture that we have no idea what the extent of it could
Bitch,
be?
please! I've already gone through mental torture in my life. I was held down.
I just asked a man out. Have you ever do you know how hard that is?
I've had plenty of people try to mess with my head. I think I can do it.
How's your wisdom saves, Grim?
How's your wisdom saves, bud? Mine are not good.
I have passed almost every single one that matters.
Okay.
And he can re-roll.
He
That's
does have
true.
a lot of rerolls. He has
If
a
I
lot of
stand-
rerolls.
If I stand close enough, he'll also get a buff from me.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like it is an awful save. However, due to the fact that even when the saves were hard, I literally rolled nat 20s like every single time I've
Don't
needed them.
Also-
jinx yourself.
Also, yeah, first of all, don't jinx
So-
it. Second of all, if push comes to shove, he can borrow something from me that would make them better.
No, it's not so much me jinxing myself as Grim being confident because of his history.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
look, guys, don't worry because if needs be, he can borrow my stone of good luck.
Overconfidence
You'll need it.
is a slow and
I'd rather
insidious
you-
killer.
Like you're gonna need your luck performing the ritual.
Okay, well, alright.
Also, I might have ways to like if it's like possession sort of thing, I might have ways to deal with that.
Okay,
I
should we
think,
just,
like,
should we just do this thing before we spend the entire session debating how we're gonna do it, and then get nothing
Yeah.
done?
Well,
Okay.
I think the next
So-
question is where.
Yeah, let's go find a place that's like pretty deserted, like
Yeah,
outside
well,
of town.
It has to be very deserted.
Yeah, well, what I've
Yeah.
noticed is, how far away is this little wood at the base of these mountains?
Walking around the base of the mountains, probably like half a day. Maybe no, a bit less than half a day. Maybe it's probably at least 4 hours away from where you are currently.
Oh, there you go. Why not go with that? We'll be hidden in the trees. It's far away. It's a long walk from town.
Well, or I guess that, or we could I guess if we're gonna go there, we might as well pass by the old shrine because even though they might be investigating it, still might be empty. The shrine that the shrine.
Oh,
Yeah.
the secret temple.
Secret
Yes,
Temple of
because
Thariz'dun.
leaving them there was not a good idea. However, it seems kind of fitting that they get banished in their own temple.
But that's like not out of the city.
No, but it was secret
It's-
enough that
yeah,
nobody could
it's-
tell it was there.
It's pretty secure.
Like,
I would feel better doing it like outside of the city, personally.
well, I'm not gonna fight you on it. It's
Yeah, let's just go outside the city. It's easier.
So are you going to do that tonight or
Tomorrow.
tomorrow?
yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning
we have
we're
time to
heading.
prep necessary spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything they want to do before they go to bed then?
Just be mildly concerned about tomorrow.
So, 'cause
I
there
mean,
wa-
if Kelariis asks Arya, she would tell her what happened. We'll say that.
Oh, I mean, like if we have a time where we're like not around the other two, because like Kelariis isn't gonna put Arya on the spot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely find a moment where it's just the two of you.
It's like, hey, so
So, what happened with the drop boy?
yeah,
You're gonna do
Every
that, I'm gonna
teen
tell
movie
Lyle.
ever.
I know.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's probably something. The question is probably more along the lines of, so did everything go all right?
And Arya's just gonna nod and be like, "Yeah, it went pretty well." Happy.
Just kind of
Arya.
like raise an eyebrow, like, oh,
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh really?
oh really?
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
It's literally that thing from Greece. No. No. It did happen so fast though,
oh my
and I also
god.
had to laugh.
Anyway,
Anyway.
it is the summer.
It is I'm telling you, it's that scene from Greece.
Anyway,
There you go. It's Greece. Second age is Greece.
Except
Oh,
we're
no.
not sitting on bleachers and wearing poodle skirts.
No.
It's not happening.
but you
And we're
could
also
be.
not asking. And we're also not asking if she put up a fight because that's creepy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's like pretty rapey vibes.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Arya's gonna be like, it seems he felt the same way, so we're on the same page. The least romantic way of
Yeah, the
Say
least
that.
romantic, the most Arya way of saying it.
very pragmatic.
You notice that like she says it in this very matter-of-fact tone, but she's actually just very red.
Yeah, I imagine her ears get pretty red when she says
Oh,
because
well,
having elves with long ears that get red when they're embarrassed is the best trope.
Especially
it
because
is a
you're
good one,
pale
I
as
gotta say.
fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
obviously.
I imagine
very
like any amount of red shows a lot.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
I just go purple.
are you gonna go back and see him again then?
Yeah, before we leave, I'll probably go say goodbye.
Wink, wink, wink.
Snort, snort.
Metagaming.
Wow.
I will say I am a little concerned about what everyone else is going to think. Not us, but everyone outside of our group. Should it come out?
I mean, I can understand the concern, but if the people that care about you, I'm sure will be willing to at least hear you out.
That's what I'm hoping. Otherwise, it could go very badly.
I mean, there's always going to be a first time for everybody to learn something they weren't expecting to. And it's better that it comes from somebody that they care about and trust than just some random person that they meet.
Yeah. I'm mostly worried about... Well, I don't think anyone else knows about Simoni's past but me.
They do not.
Okay, never mind. I don't say that then. I'm not about to go telling everybody her
Well,
backstory if they don't know.
Her dislike of the drow is not unknown. Like
Okay.
people know she was a Night Stalker and that she had unpleasant dealings with them.
Also, we all
Okay.
know that the drow tried to frame her for murder.
Yes, that also happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
fair.
very true. In which case, she will say, I'm mostly worried about Simone. She's not had very pleasant dealings with the drow before. But I'm hoping she'll hear me out at least before. I don't know what she'll do, but it's not gonna be good.
I'm sure she will. I'm sure that you'll be able to talk to her about it, and she'll hear you out. She has strong opinions, but she's not hasty. At least I've never got that impression. You know her better than I do, but...
Yeah, but there's a difference between being hasty and having a gut reaction to something, which is what I'm mostly worried about. But there's not much to be done in that regard.
I mean, perhaps not to the same extent as her, but you had those same gut reactions at the start of this. And look where you are now.
That's true! Quite different position than I was in a couple weeks ago.
And I mean, I had a similar, maybe not to your extent, but a similar experience on my end, so it's not impossible for people's opinions to change or be more open.
You're right.
Especially for individuals.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole other concern about the force of the elven armies coming down on my head, but try not to think about it too much.
I'm sure that it won't get to that point.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think they would ever do anything, but at the same time, wouldn't put it past them. The elves have not always done things with grace.
It seems that they would like to have everybody else believe otherwise, though.
Oh, for sure, but
look,
we are
if
just
the army
fallible as the
really...
other What?
If the army really wants to come knocking on whatever door you're behind, for what it's worth, I will stand with you. But I'm sure
my
it won't.
bro.
Look, we got a bro. I'll stand with my bro.
Wow, that's very comforting.
But I'm also sure it won't come to that.
I very much hope to avoid it, and honestly, I'm not exactly planning to broadcast it to the world anytime soon, so I'll have some time to consider the ramifications before anything actually happens. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Besides, when have you ever let what other people think of you stop you from doing something?
Very true. It's got me into trouble a couple of times. But
I mean, it's got you out of trouble probably just as often. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not just as often, but getting up there at this
fairly
point.
often. Often enough that it's it's probably taught her some not so great lessons, but whatever.
I'm gonna go back to tonight then.
Maybe not. I think Arya's checking out of that move. For now, at least. She has some things to think about.
That's fair.
But I will go see it before we leave for sure.
Well, if you need the others off of your back for a bit, I'm
Kelariis
sure that
running
I can corral
interference like a true bro.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta do what I can. I can't really wingman in the traditional sense, but I'll sure do what I can for you.
Well, thank you. It's very comforting. I just am not super ready to talk about it with everyone yet, so it's,
Understandable.
so pretty new. No.
It's okay. I can keep them busy. Elizabeth is easy enough to distract, and Grim is interested, but not really the most interested at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If he knows you're not in danger, then he'll be fine.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be in danger, obviously. So, well, hopefully not. No more than usual.
I say, but no more than we always are.
Yeah, no more than being anywhere is at this point for us because we have some powerful enemies, but it's fine. But yeah,
Besides,
I'll let you
I'm
know
sure
how
if it came down to it, you could handle yourself in a bit of a situation with him. I don't think you would need to, but
no, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could take Jaldrum down really easily if I needed to.
Yeah.
Considering I can literally teleport and also have spells. I know drows have innate spellcasting as well, but I don't know how good he is at magic.
Yeah, he's not giving you any indication that he knows any magic.
Yeah.
He does. He did say he knows how to use. He knows his way around a sword, but that's it.
Yes. But I'm pretty good with a sword too.
Yeah.
So.
Good with
And
a
you've got a
sword,
wolf.
good with a bow.
I have a
You've got
giant
big
wolf
dire
that will
wolf.
fuck him up. So,
Or
and
just
again,
spit on him.
I mean, there's no reason to believe that I would be in danger with him anyway.
Oh
so.
no, I don't think you are at all. I trust your judgment on that at the very least.
Yeah. I better not be because be bad. Be really bad for Arya's poor little heart.
I
She
know.
let herself be vulnerable, then it was like, actually he's evil, fuck you. That would be not great.
Well, that will be the last drow that ever leaves your sight alive.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh my
No.
god, if Arya got betrayed by him, oh my god.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh my
it would be...
god. It would be like
Oh.
so terrible.
Yeah.
On so many levels.
She would
That-
never love again.
That's how villains are born.
That is how villains are
That
born.
is how
Right
villains are
there.
born. Also, I don't think that Jaldrum would have to worry about the other houses coming down on him at that point.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because the Amber Eagle would come down on him real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the
Te-
houses. 'cause the houses
Teleport
will be
in,
a
smear
fucking
him across
concern.
all 4 walls, and then teleport out.
Yep.
pretty much.
Yeah, something like that.
It would not be good. Anyway, that's not gonna happen, Rob.
Now Luka's just threatening Ferrous.
I am threatening him. I'm like, I could do that.
And how far has that
Sorry.
gotten you in the past?
Look, this is different. This is personal.
Well, I
You
think
said
at
that
the
about
end
the
of
dead
day,
best friend.
Oh, wow.
To be
Wow.
fair, right, the lack of mimics and hangman trees does prove that if we say to Ferrous no more of this,
Well,
We
You
get
say
it.
that, but I'm sure that he'll. Well, mimics are less of an issue for us now.
Yeah.
And we just
Speak for yourself. I still hate mimics with a burning passion.
and hangman trees are just not that common in general.
Yeah.
no.
Fortunately.
Look, if there's one thing I don't like, it's thing that looks like an ordinary thing is actually about to murder you.
And that could be said about a lot of things, but we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. My point is, he's a lovely DM, and if he genuinely didn't want to think, he's not gonna do it because he's lovely. Aww.
Oh.
Nice try.
Yeah,
Dang.
We're taking two different approaches there.
Threatening, brown nosing, and then I guess what the other attempts are.
Yeah.
Still better check for mimics.
Oh god.
Anyway.
Anyway.
You should definitely go and see him. Not tonight,
Yeah.
but
I will before we leave for sure.
well, good luck fielding all of Elizabeth's questions when she catches me. But
Well, it's fine. I've dealt with worse. Maybe.
yeah, good colors kind of
Yeah.
gets like a. You sure look.
I
Wow. For once, we're not shit talking Grim behind his back.
don't know. For once.
I've
Like,
met gods and
I wasn't
slain
either.
demons, but that girl's questions.
Also, to be fair, I did kind of shit talk Grim,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was like
well,
also kind of a compliment. I'm not really sure what I meant that to be, but it was
Well,
a statement.
It was kind of like he doesn't care too much, is what you said.
Yeah. Which I don't think is shit talking him. It's just a
No.
statement of
It's a
Yeah.
statement. It could be taken as shit talking.
Yeah.
It's
but
not
I
shit
think I just
talking if
didn't-
it's true.
I just no, that can still be shit talking
Yeah, still could be shit talking.
because we shit talk Grim about his ability to not really converse nicely with people, and it's
Yeah, but
true.
we do that to his face. Like he knows. He's doing it.
Yeah.
It's still
Well,
shit
I
it's
love
talk.
how- Also, I would like to point out, you're talking about like Elizabeth questions if when she finally finds out the truth, she's just gonna go, "Aww." It's Elizabeth cooing you have to be worried about. Not
Well, Arya doesn't want that either.
Yeah, exactly.
Strong
Alright.
emotions are not her thing.
We know.
So-
we know.
I guess you all take a long rest. Adjust your spells accordingly. And yeah, the next morning you wake up bright and early and set out for a forest. So as you walk around the base of this mountain, you get towards the forest area at the base of the mountain.
The new orders for our dudes are followers without being seen and under no circumstances injure or kill anybody.
Okay. Yeah, you give them those instructions.
And then make sure they're following us.
And yeah, they follow you, keeping a safe and respectable distance, and sort of like creeping through the shadows as you walk. Once you get out onto sort of like the salt flats surrounding Cindershale Landing, it's a little more difficult for them to hide, but they're sort of like keeping low to the ground and just sort of pursuing you. You really hope you don't meet anybody out here because it's going to be really obvious that they're following you.
Yeah, it's just my big friend that has a bad day.
What?
It's supposed to be a real bad day. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're just having a bad hair day, it's fine.
Yeah.
Bad makeup day, bad everything day.
Bad life day.
Having a bad
It's
life
just
day.
a bad day.
Just,
Um,
yeah.
So
We had a bad day.
you step out as you step out into the salt plains and begin to head towards these trees. You notice that the sort of the forest area in front of you is like a series of very like thin, tall, almost like you if you've ever seen sort of like the I forget what type of forget what the kind of tree is, but they're pencil thin and have like sort of long drooping fronds that come down
Weeping
from
willow.
them.
No, we've been
No, like Like, you know, like how catkins have the bits that like droop down off them.
What now?
Catkins, like the reed like things.
Oh, we call them cattails.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jayla and I are like, British.
they are long thin trees with droopy leaves that creates like a reasonably like sort of dense canopy, but very like thin interspersed trees.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you manage to get far enough in that you sort of are loose in the forest. And yeah, sort of your somewhat unwanted companions are still sort of lurking in the distance, ducking behind trees. So what is the plan?
I guess the plan is I will have them just stand still and
Well-
do nothing. We'll put them in a magic circle and then we'll start some magic.
How long does a magic circle last?
1 hour. I can also upcast it to make it last longer, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
How long do we expect the ritual to take?
Probably about 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh, look at that. An hour gives us a nice bit of breathing room.
We might want to make it 2 if you can upcast it without too much expense. Because
Yeah, I have the spell. I can upcast it. That's fine.
2 hours of magic circle and about 40 minutes of magic ritual.
So,
That's pretty
I
safe.
think the material component for Magic Circle is literally just chalk, which Grim still has like a fuck ton of from
Oh.
like ages ago.
It's holy
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
but I
look,
Oh,
I-
holy
we
water.
still
Okay.
had some left from.
Yeah.
Can Kelariis make her own holy water?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Plus, we had some from before left over, I think.
Yeah.
From back when we went to the island that I.
oh yeah, we
Yes.
brought it along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yes.
So yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do
Let's do the
it.
thing. I
Um.
apologize in advance, Grim.
Yeah. The bone claws like sort of
I-
almost like a little concerned when you lock them in the Magic Circle, but they still obey their command.
I,
They are undead, correct?
They are undead. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to make. I was like, fuck, wait, I forgot to check.
also, just a few probably like potentially important notes. Grim is wearing armor, but not doesn't have his weapon or the.
Okay.
And I'll give
Oh.
my bag of holding to.
Or something.
Yeah, I'll give to Arya. Why?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bag. Should that be a
I
concern?
will also. I will also bless Grim.
Okay.
Just in case.
You cast Bless on Grim.
Don't
It's
worry.
not. I've
Magic
never
Circle is
used
not
it.
concentration, right?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked because I was concerned about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are concentrating on Bless.
Oh, I guess I could catch everybody except for me.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone except
Not
Kelariis is
fucking-
blessed.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
We're
Well-
super buff.
Okay.
I apologize in advance, Grim. Let's see what this does.
Okay. So Elizabeth, you begin to draw the arcane sigils and things that you expect will allow you to reverse this process. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check with advantage.
Cool.
Okay. Yep.
I rolled another 6.
So you stumble over it a little bit, and it takes you a lot longer than you originally thought to sort of get this thing in motion. So it's probably a good job you upcast the magic circle.
Yep.
But eventually, sort of, you make a couple of like marks on Grim's skin with your like arcane chalk, like on like pieces of his armor and clothing, and eventually you get the ritual to begin to take. Grim, I need a Wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Yeah, I kind of expected this to happen.
All right, Grim.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
fuck
at
this
least
up now.
Like, I assume at least it's magical.
Yes. So yeah, you get your advantage, you get your blessed dice, and you get your
Oh.
Kelariis aura.
I should probably just
that's a-
re-roll regardless.
That's a bad advantage roll.
Let's do another roll.
Okay, you're burning a luck.
Indomitable.
Oh, indomitable. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it is a saving throw.
Might as well use that first.
You
Wait,
can
where
double
did
roll,
my?
then he can luck. Isn't that great?
Oh,
my god. An unnatural one.
You know what?
God
Let's
damn.
just. I'm feeling lucky.
You did
Oh.
it,
Oh,
you
Somehow
dumbass.
managed to still get lower than the first one, but sure.
You jinxed
Sure.
yourself, you idiot.
Well, I do believe that
But what's your
let me
roll your
just
blessed die.
check one thing because I believe I do get to choose in every.
you
all of
keep
these.
the highest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. So it's still an 11.
Roll your blessed die and
Oh, yeah,
give your
okay.
Kelariis bonus.
Yeah.
Kelariis, what do you give him?
+3. Ow.
Yeah.
So he's on 14.
Great.
You know, I'll just do it like this. So it's 16 total.
Okay.
You know, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's just
Okay.
how it's not based on my spell save DC, because otherwise that's not even fucking.
It is not enough to succeed, unfortunately.
Damn it.
So yeah, let's go ahead and kill that and
Oh.
is this good? This is probably good.
Oh dear.
Yep. Okay. So Elizabeth begins this ritual, and as she begins to do so, there is a sense of unease that comes across all of you. And you are immediately set on edge by sort of like the sense that is given off by this ritual. It is unsettling is the best word. Grim, as this begins to take hold, you can feel similar to when you held the amulet. There are the shadows that flick at the corners and this whispering in the back of your head, and you're slowly zoning out, like listening to Elizabeth reciting these words, and your brain begins to fog to the point where at the back of your mind you are only vaguely aware of where you are, and all you're focused on is the fact that there is this wizard that is chanting this spell. And it's almost like for a moment you become aware of two other sets of senses that you have. And there is a sense of almost like a faint panic that begins to set in. And as the reciting of the spell begins to ramp up, you can feel the bones in your body beginning to almost like it's like the bass noises that Elizabeth is making while she is reciting this are like vibrating through your bones, and it's painful the way that they travel through, to the point where it begins to intensify and intensify, almost like your bones are trying to break out of your skin.
Oh my.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, he's much better at con.
Like, I didn't want to
Don't
say
jinx it.
anything, but you know,
Okay.
Okay.
I guess
Yes, Grim.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So
24.
you feel this pain begin to sort of like rip through your body, like your bones are distending and pulling apart. But at the back of your mind, you're able to keep your composure through the pain, and this at the back of your mind triggers the fact that you aren't feeling this here in the moment. You are remembering this. But it's not Grim's memory that's remembering this, it's somebody else's.
Oh, I see what's happening.
And yeah, eventually the pain becomes excruciating, but you resist passing out. the rest of you throughout this, Grim looks like he is incredibly uncomfortable for this entire time.
Fair enough.
I'm just trying not to look at it.
Yep. You are doing your best to ignore it. And eventually, Elizabeth, you finish. Right as you are completing the conclusion to this spell, you watch the two bone claws sort of almost snap out of the haze that has been keeping them there, and they immediately like push themselves up against the force field of this magic circle, and are like scrabbling to get out. And you quickly finish the last few words, and they are still agitated inside the thing, but they pause briefly. And Grim, at the height of this spell completing, the sensations that you feel, the intense pain, the series of the feelings of panic, subside into the back of your brain and almost disappear. Were you not actively trying to keep track of the fact that they're there?
Oh.
And yeah, you come to your senses, and the first thing that you are sort of aware of is that the bone claws are like sort of still scrabbling against the walls of the magic cylinder.
Let's get the next part over with. Oh.
You should have control.
Control of what?
Them.
Sure. Sit.
Okay.
Really?
The best I could come
Apparently
up
so.
with. Like, have your mind be torn apart and then think of something.
Their attention snaps to you when you speak, and they both sit cross-legged on the ground.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that worked.
Right. Let's do the next part of this then, and actually, I'm guessing dispel them.
Yes. Yeah, I can definitely feel it still.
Yeah, let's get rid of these guys.
I'm like keeping an eye on Grim, basically, but I can't really do a lot else right now, I don't think,
Yeah.
without breaking what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Ferrous, let's do the next bit.
Okay. Well, what are you doing?
Well. Okay, so we bound them to him. How do we now, get rid of them?
I thought you knew that part.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm asking out of character.
Okay, so out of character, you know that now that he can control them, you don't know specifically the way to dispel them, but if they are at Grim's command, there should be a way to get rid of them.
Okay.
Um.
Can I consult the book again?
Well, I
You
guess.
can.
I would like to consult the book again.
Okay, give me an investigation check while Grim does his thing.
Whilst that's happening, so do you guys be coming? Like, I might as well try.
Oh,
and question it.
you are asking the bone claws. One of them, the head is still tracking you. Elizabeth, you flick through the book fruitily, and you cannot find anything. Its weird, partially rotted sort of jaw opens itself, and it just goes, "Yes."
Oh god, I was not expecting that answer.
Yeah, I was not expecting like an answer. I was expecting like a nod or a head bob or something.
Yeah, me too. So, how to release you permanently? Or would you not be aware?
I think they look to one another and just say, "Why?"
To go to a better place.
We have everything we want.
And what is that?
To live forever.
Yay.
That was our desire.
Can you live forever in like the crystal?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, when
They're not bound to the crystal anymore. That's why we just did everything we just did.
but like I'm trying to find a. I don't want him to live in my head.
Yeah, fair, honestly.
So, you know,
Well, they aren't living in your head. But basically, like
no, but they're
yeah,
bound to
they
me,
are
right?
bound to you. Yes.
Yeah, but like I feel like living in my head is the closest I can come
Fair
to
enough. Yes.
a comparison. Because I like the fact that I can still feel it in the back of my head is, you know, a little concerning.
Yeah, you are aware that they are there or that they
Mm.
exist.
Can't you order them to tell you?
I guess I could. So how would I go about this, like unbinding you?
That's a good question.
Hmm?
Okay. I guess they look to one another again and say, we did not choose you, but you chose us. If your desire is that if you desire that we are no longer here, then it is well, I guess they say then that is your decree.
Before I do any such thing, how much do you remember of your service of your, well, like not the blue one, but like the one before?
Hey.
You are blue.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I guess they say, are you asking of the priest or the one who made us?
Let's
Both, maybe.
let's start with the priest.
We were gifted to him for his faith.
Ah.
We were his eyes and ears. We listened in shadow and told him what we saw.
What were his interests?
Those who would undo the work of our Lord.
Let's see. And the one who gifted you, if I'm not mistaken, that was Azrael, correct?
He is the one who created us.
May I ask where he created you?
I guess their response is Yeah, I guess they would refer to the original point. So they would say, we were forged in our greatest temple at the height of our power, a place known as the Black Ziggurat.
I've heard of that before.
You have. It was in the Forbidden City.
Did we? Didn't we find it? I can't even remember.
You did not go looking for it,
No.
but it was supposedly the resting place of the Weeping Hexagram, which was one of the artifacts of Thariz'dun.
Yeah, but like, I think we can't remember why we didn't go after that anymore. Like later on, we probably just forgot.
I think you just chose not to.
Well, we had the staff that had the city in it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Also, we decided to race the Cabal instead. Oh no, actually, there was a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened in between, and you just deigned not to do things with the Black Ziggurat.
I guess we didn't know about its importance back then.
You did not.
Also, if that's where they were created, then I doubt that it was, free for the taking. Do you know if the Black Ziggurat still exists?
The response is it stands still, but not in its former glory.
Well, I thought the whole point was that, it's in the Forbidden City, and the Forbidden City is still sealed because we have the staff with the gem in it. And the city's in there, so it's still sealed, so no one should be able to get in anyway.
Your creator, where did he hang out?
I guess their response is when from when we were created, we remained only in the Black Ziggurat. The creator stayed there, though not of his own will. But then a way was opened, and we slipped through the cracks.
Elizabeth?
Sorry,
Elizabeth?
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm gonna need you to send a message asking, check on the staff.
To who?
To where did we end up leaving it?
Give me a give me an intelligence, or give me a history roll.
Oh, history. I can do history. Even get depending on what it is, I get a bonus on history rolls.
Can
You know what,
you do history?
Actually, well, before let's
I
go through. I know I have Artificer's lore.
I suppose this is technically about a magic artifact.
That would help, and honestly, I'm just going to use my luck because I need. I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know.
Go for it.
Where is it? History. Man, why is it so hard to find? There we go. So that plus an additional 6.
Okay. So, your immediate concern is, I hope nothing has happened to the staff, and then you realise that it probably already happened, because the thing that drew your attention to the staff in the first place was the Forbidden City reappearing and people being able to travel to and from it. Which, if that's where Azrael came from, that's probably how he returned to the world. was when the boundaries became weak.
Well, what I'm trying to think of is where would he go? So, you were well, like, I assume you were taken along when he left, because otherwise you could not have been gifted.
We were. We travelled
Um,
far and wide, through dark tunnels and under mountains. Where we passed, we do not know, but
would
it was
the
a long
place-
time.
Would the place have been referred to as the Underdark?
That is not what it was called, but it is possible that they are the same.
Can I have more?
Could you find him if I sent you guys out to look for him?
We could find him given time. We have all of eternity to search.
But I do not. The priest. Where was he gifted this? Well, where was he given you as a gift?
I guess that's probably an intelligence roll on there. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Can't believe we're rooting for them to roll well. Oh.
So I guess their response to that question is that they again they sort of like look to each other, but are compelled to answer anyway, and say he proved his virtue in a dark corner of a city named Green Abbey. It was there that it is there that our will was placed into the amulet, and we were passed along.
You repeat that name?
Green Abbey.
Green Abbey.
The Green Abbey.
You know that it's a
Yeah.
large capital city on the
it
coast.
It was more that I dismissed it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Grim is familiar with Green Abbey.
Yes. I have it actually in the center of my map right now.
Yes.
Green Abbey. How long so you traveled from Green Abbey to here then, or did you do things in Green Abbey before?
We were present in Green Abbey for maybe a few days, where he asked things of us.
Okay.
And then we travelled. Not directly to here, but a deviating route.
Did he stop by any other shrines along the way?
No shrines. Many tribes.
Tribes? As in tribal people, or orcs, or...
He nods in response to sort of like the tribal peoples. Which if you think about the landscape would make sense, because once you come out of the human settled lands, cross the river onto the desert and the steppes area down the coast of the Primal Tide, that is mostly like human and orc tribes who live in relative isolation from one another.
I assume that was just for resupplying and that sort of thing.
Resupply, seeking others who supported our cause.
Guess that is a never-ending cause. So what do we know? Came from Cindershale. Abbey. Guy was at City, left from there. Traveled around in mountains, under mountains. So, oh. So what do you guys think? Like, from what I can tell, the most likely direction is that he went to the northeast after he left the Forbidden City, right? Or well, I guess there are some mountains on the other side as well.
They could have gone anywhere. And he
I
could
mean,
still be moving
clearly
now.
he eventually ended up northeast-ish, but
Yeah, because he went to the Green Abbey to hand out.
Well, he also eventually ended up in a crossroads.
Well, but what I'm thinking is, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, if there's a pattern to the base of operation. I feel like even if we narrow it down to a quarter of the continent, that's not going to be helpful,
No.
if it's even on this continent. Or world, the
On
plane.
this plane. Yeah.
That's what I meant. I'm curious about your creator. So do you know why he was locked in the ziggurat? In your temple?
There were those who thought our work was evil.
That was pretty much as far as I got.
Yeah, you as well. Grimm's recollection of what you were told in Mardan. Yeah, basically, the Forbidden City was sealed in the First Age by a group of wizards who were like, "Yeah, you're doing evil shit. Stop."
Yeah.
And then they locked them up.
Well, I was kind of like maybe these guys have more of the inside information, but they are and well remain just basically trolls. Just or yeah.
Well,
trolls.
they may have more information. They just answered your question.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm trying to think of like, what do I ask that gives an answer that I can also use? Because I will admit, like that one was more out of curiosity because like, there's not too much. Actually,
You're not thinking of questions. Could someone help you with this book?
Nobody else can understand it. Except for Arya, who doesn't really get it.
No, like, there's still the comprehend languages in the ring.
That's true.
Oh. But yeah, but like, just you need to attune to the ring to use it.
I don't think you need to be attuned to the ring now. Anyway,
that doesn't matter. So whilst you were in the ziggurat, what kind of plans was he creating? Surely, like all the time plotting, he had some grand ideas.
at first, like us, he sought immortality. We succeeded, and then he succeeded further.
How to go beyond mortality or immortality?
Well, I assume that means he's a lich.
That would be a possible assumption from the book that you've read.
Yeah. We've already. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that they had an answer, but
Well, I suppose actually after that they wait. Elizabeth interjects and then they continue, and they say, when he achieved the first, he realized he was trapped, and then sought power to escape. And when escape was not possible, he looked beyond.
well, yes. Going down Elizabeth's line. So he has a phylactery then. It's not the first time we've dealt with that kind of thing. Hello?
Sorry, was that a question?
Oh yes, he has a phylactery. I was asking. He has a phylactery. Those are in a questioning tone.
They nod in the affirmative.
What's did he bring it along with him, or is it secreted away?
Some he carried, others he stored.
That's a good start. Basically dealing with the Voldemort here. Kind of find all the phylacteries.
Also, presumably he carries some of them to stash them away somewhere as well.
That's what I'm afraid of. But what I'm thinking is basically what we've learned is that we can't. Well, we can maybe kill him, but we shouldn't kill him. We need to find another way.
If we could find a way to trap him again?
Well, admittedly, currently this is like my first instinct is seeing if we can get that shield in the ziggurat back up. But on the other hand, he did break out once.
Technically, by this point, the seal on the Forbidden City has likely already been restored, because it was the Mummy Lord's the aura of the Mummy Lord's power that was suppressing its seal, and being out of the Mummy Lord's crypt for a certain period of time, it has probably healed sufficiently that it is now closed.
Well, I guess it did keep him in for quite some time. He's been there since the first age. However, how we'd ever trick him into getting back in there is a whole other story. But would you guys agree? Actually, I'm realizing another problem with that plan. Liches, they restore themselves at their, different phylacteries, right? So what if he just kills himself and he restores outside of the city? Or would that not work?
This isn't exactly a field of magic that people are experienced in, except for him.
And
Also- Didn't
Yeah.
he become a lich in the city?
He did, yes.
Then is his... Unless he moved the phylactery with him, it may still just be there.
Well,
Well, he's got
Like-
phylacteries.
he has
Oh,
many.
Also true, but there may at least be one there.
So,
That would still need us to destroy all of the others.
Elizabeth, give me a Arcana roll, please.
Flat?
Arcana, the skill.
No, yeah, but like just normal.
Just normal,
Oh.
yeah. Okay. So, given what you know about the spells, if the spell that was done on the Forbidden City follows the rules of what you think it should, killing yourself inside the prison pocket won't it won't be possible, because you are essentially the effect of a spell like that would quote unquote restrain them and make them immune to basically everything. They become in a stasis of their own, where they are permanently like stuck in a state of existence. The fact that they were able to do things like study and become liches within the city is probably just a testament of the wide net that was cast. And if it was just an individual, it probably wouldn't work the same.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So, like,
voice that.
But the plan of locking him in there is not the craziest idea, then.
It is not.
No.
Because while he is in there, he will be functionally immortal.
Which is both good and bad.
It's not exactly solving the problem.
Well,
it is for us, I suppose.
like, what else are we gonna do as an essentially immortal? Like, we would have to travel across the world finding phylacteries in nooks and crannies, probably.
Which
And
is
I think
probably a
that-
lot easier to do if the person trying to stop you is imprisoned in a pocket somewhere.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
On top, yeah, I guess that is a double bonus. Although, I feel like even then, like, I'm not sure what would be best. However, luring, like, how on earth are we going to lure someone back to their prison? We must have, like, we need to come up with, like, the best bait in history. Like, we don't have, well, we have force, but we don't have the same kind of force as a bunch of archmages in it from history, from the first age.
Yeah, I will also point out, Elizabeth, you have no idea how to do a spell like that, or know of anybody who even would.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we could use the orb on the thing to open it up.
Oh, yes, if you were using the same prison, then...
Yeah, like I just simply used the same prison. That was my
Yeah,
idea.
you would still have to find a way to weaken the spell sufficiently to open the prison again, get everything in, and then undo that and still keep him there.
Find another
Yeah.
mummy lord.
Yeah,
I
just
don't-
let it sit
oh, no.
for a while. Great.
Admittedly, at this point, that would be your best bet.
Yeah.
Well,
You also have to make sure he's the only one on the inside and not any of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess Grim wouldn't mind making that sacrifice if it came down to it, but
Look, let's just. let's stop thinking so far into the future.
Well, it's not. It's a lot closer than you'd think. Because
Yeah,
let's
I know,
say,
but like we're. My point is, we're still thinking so far ahead that we're reaching the point of saying, what else could we do? Like, we could at least try and find out rather than, you know.
about what?
We could.
So, like, if you want to find out about something, these two are here, and I can ask them.
I thought you wanted these guys gone sooner rather than later.
I kind of did, but I also kind of thought you had things sorted out before we started.
I thought I did.
Yeah, to be fair, it was pretty vague that we did or did not have a way to kill them.
But now that we are where where we are, we might as well make use of it. Oh, I guess we can just straight up ask them. I should probably specify. Does Azrael the Twisted have any weaknesses that you know of?
Uh, that is a natural one.
Rip.
So yeah. I guess the Bone Claw just sort of looks at you and just says, like, pride.
Okay.
Actually, a lot more useful than I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
Although I guess maybe we could have derived a little bit of pride, but who knows? Well, that was a lot better than that.
Well, what are we gonna do with these guys?
I don't know.
I mean, it sounded like Grim has the ability to dismiss them permanently now because he has control over them.
It did sound like it.
Well,
Or-
if you can do
I
that.
understood it, at least.
But does dismiss them mean just, setting them free, or does it mean actually,
Well,
like?
I will make sure that when it comes to it, I'll make sure my wording makes sense.
No, I mean, like, are you just sort of unbinding them from you and then therefore allowing them to wander free
And
like this,
that's-
or are we actually
Right, that's what
freeing
he's
the soul?
saying.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
he's saying.
that's-
He's going to make sure he
Not
specifies.
Like, I'm gonna make sure that I don't word it in a way that they just get to roam free.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
But we have, honestly, these are the biggest. This is like the jackpot compared to everything else, information-wise. However, so much information, it's so hard to figure out what's on. But surely you guys have some clues.
Who are you asking?
Just the party in general. I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I do have a question for the two boneheads.
The boneheads.
Like I know they're not called boneheads, but basically boneheads.
They look mildly irritated at that.
That's fair.
You are forgetting that these are still,
They
well,
they are intelligent
Still-
creatures. They may be
Yeah.
under the. They may be forced to adhere to your commands. They are not forced to like it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Well,
They're
if they
still
didn't like it, then they should have
people.
chosen this life now, should they?
They didn't.
Wow.
Well, they didn't
You're
choose.
getting the
to.
feeling that they didn't.
Well, they don't want to die. They said they got everything they wanted. So,
And also, even if they did choose this life, they didn't choose you.
nope, they
They chose
chose
Azrael.
which doesn't make it any better. But regardless,
In their eyes.
I had oh yes. You know what? I guess you we'll play nice some other time. The magic that is being used by Azrael. What is it? Is it first stage? Older than first stage? Divine?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say the magic. That's very, 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 very,
Well,
very big.
I get like Azrael uses powers that are old in nature. Stuff that nobody has seen. Well, at least basically nobody alive has seen since forever.
In our time,
Um,
he was a powerful archmage.
Archmage. And it was during the first stage.
This concept of ages is not known to us.
That is fine.
If you're trying to ask whatever this magic is they've got that can kill a god, why not just say that?
Because I doubt they were around. Like I was kind of just fishing after the time they were with him. But yeah, sure. Like, what magic could kill a god?
We do not know the answer to that question.
Because the others what reminded me of that you're like, actual beings. What do you do for fun?
I think they just sort of like look at each other, look back at you, and just say, "We kill."
See, yeah, they have a lot of fun as I look at the people reminding me of how humane they are. Yeah, well, that aside. I guess last time I'm asking if anybody knows anything that we know, because and then I'm gonna end it. 'Cause I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
I also can't think of anything else.
Nope.
Oh, one last question. What was used as a phylactery? Were they all the same items or different items? What were they?
He crafted most of them in secret. But the one he carried with him was a sigil.
Sigil.
A symbol on a golden thread.
I thought phylacteries were a little more fragile and bigger. But like had some kind of, or contained something at the very least. Well,
It is not small.
yeah. Yes, in that case.
I guess it would like hold up its hands and sort of like make a gesture, sort of like the size of a football.
Oh, okay, okay, that is.
That's
That is-
big as hell.
That's one hell of a necklace.
I mean, to be fair, they said carried on him,
I
not
guess
worn.
that is true.
Yeah,
but like,
sorry,
even
if I insinuated that it was a necklace, that
Oh,
was not correct.
no,
Yeah,
it was just
he just said sigil. He didn't say necklace.
yeah,
Yeah.
sigil and on like a what was it?
A symbol on a golden thread. Yes.
Yeah, golden thread. That was the golden thread was what threw me off a little.
Do they know what the sigil looks like? Is?
Let me just look at my notes. The sigil is of a 9-pointed gemstone. And contained at its center is the scripture used to create the phylactery.
Alright.
Oh, actually, your question that was just reminds me. That's a great question. What is Nazrul's plan or ambition?
What is that? What is his ambition?
Yeah, like now that he's immortal, what is he trying to achieve?
I guess the response to that is might. Might. He has a vision that he wishes to see enacted, and he will do whatever it takes to make it so.
Would you care to share that vision?
We do not know it. We know only pieces.
Like?
He gathered knowledge, ancient forbidden secrets, the secrets of immortality. I guess they list off like secrets of necromancy, the secrets of immortality, the power to drain the spirit from living beings.
No.
Anything that would allow him to grow in strength.
Well, not excellent, but at least that's helpful. Is there anything he cares about in particular? But like as in a physical thing? Or person?
Once, though, since his change, I have seen him I have seen him care only for protecting his status as an immortal. Mortal
Not
pleasures
quite-
became tasteless.
Yes, unless somebody else is going to interject. I feel like there's one thing I feel like I should tell you. If you can be removed from this world, you're not truly immortal. But if that's what you like to believe, then that is, well, I guess what you believe. So what I'm going to ask next is I'm going to ask you to cease your existence in the physical realm.
Okay. I guess in that case, you watch as there's one last look between the two of them, and slowly their flesh becomes limp and begins to just sort of sag and slop to the floor, until they are just a bag of broken bones and muscle.
The only problem is I have a hunch that it may not have cleared the voice in the back of my head. Is it?
So there is still an uncomfortable there is still a discomfort in the back of your mind, but as far as you can tell, it is entirely your own.
Fair.
You permanently experienced something unsettling, and it will take a lot more than banishing their spirits to remove that.
Or we'll just have a sit down on whatever he's standing on.
Okay.
Is it done?
I believe it is done.
I guess at that, Elizabeth just sort of chucks the book away from herself a bit and just goes, "Shall I?"
Well, I kind of feel like we have. Do we still? Let me check something first. I want to see if I have a alchemist fire on me. I do.
I can set up.
No, you can burn it. Yeah, you can burn it. I'll let you do it.
Perhaps
Yeah.
burn what's left of their bodies as well.
You know what? I was just
Right, because they
thinking
didn't
that.
completely disappear. That it's just limp
Yeah.
and gross. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't even
In that
proper
case, yeah,
follow my final order. No.
In that case, I'll probably pick up the book again, drop it on what's left of them.
Yep.
And then just firebolt a lot of it.
Okay. Yep.
Just start a fire.
Yeah. You. It takes a while, but you incinerate it. You are left with ash and scorched bone.
No.
We should.
Thank God
bury
that's
that,
done with.
right?
What did you say?
We should bury that. We can't just leave bone.
Yeah, if anyone stumbles across it, they will probably ask questions.
Yeah.
Because you basically have a pile of 2 broken bones that roughly makes up 2 humanoid bodies.
Yeah, and a bunch of ash. Not great.
Yeah.
No.
I will set about to just burying that.
Okay.
I think
Yep.
I have a. There's a shovel somewhere. Somebody has
In
a
the
shovel.
bag?
Yes,
in
you
the
you
bag.
have a
Yeah.
There's shovels in the bag.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
you provide what funerary rites you can to the 2 bodies. And I think on that we will take a break.